back to Motor Solution দর্শক বিরতির আগে আমরা যে টপিক নিয়ে আমরা আলাপ করেছিলাম সেটা হচ্ছিল green emissions and also we talked about MIB and as you all know আমাদের আজকের টপিক হচ্ছে MIB claims and green emissions আপনারা স্ক্রিনে যে নাম্বার দেখতেছেন আপনারা নাম্বারে যদি ফোন করেন স্টুডিওতে সরাসরি আমাদের সাথে কথা বলতে পারবেন আর আমার সাথে আছেন বরাবরের মতোই মিস্টার আব্দুল সামাদ চৌধুরী সুহেল and Sam Harris. So Suhal bhai, as we were talking about green emissions, we have আমার কাছে আরো অনেক প্রশ্ন ইতিমধ্যে চলে এসেছে তো ইমেল চলে এসেছে আপনার গ্রিন এমিশনস এর O2 সেন্সর আপনার একটা কোশ্চেন আছিল যেটা আপনি কভার করছেন এর মধ্যে now there's another question I've got is Mr. Shakil from Cambridge. What is hybrid drive and fully hybrid meaning?
Right, what is hybrid? Hybrid, fully hybrid and hybrid drive. Some simple example for argument, a vehicle that drives on battery for a certain amount of time and covers certain amount of length, approximate 1 mile, 2 miles, they're actually called fully hybrids. And what hybrid does is basically hybrid driving is when you drive your vehicles, instead of getting all the power from the engines to drive, to perform forward, it drives certain amount of power from a battery source. So it's a combination together. It helps, at that point the engine reduces power and it's the battery power that basically takes over and helps more. So it doesn't mean it drives completely. It half depends on the power of the battery and half depends on the actual engine itself. That's what hybrid drive is. And fully hybrid, as I said, and as example, Toyota Prius are fully hybrid vehicle. And there is quite few other vehicles that are out there are fully hybrid. So hopefully that will answer you.
Toyota Prius is the common one, isn't it?
Well, Toyota Prius is the common one. It's in fact, it's probably one of the best one at the moment around the globe, especially in the US. It probably hit 25% of the taxi market already in the US, purely because of the fuel consumption that it does.
What about Honda Insignia?
Again, any vehicles fully hybrid are good, okay? But any vehicle, for argument's sake, Lexus, some Lexus are not fully hybrids, hybrid drives. So when you drive it, it helps towards it. It doesn't give you the full, complete drives on a battery. So this is the difference.
Okay.
But Prius is the best one to go for if anyone thinking of even purchasing one.
Also, the one thing I'd like to ask you, recently, obviously, we've heard on the TV and newspaper about BW. Are you aware of the issue with BW at the moment?
I think I'm not the only one. The whole world is aware of it, and most.
But would be আপনার আমাদের অডিয়েন্সের আসলে উপকার হবে আপনি যদি একটু কভার করেন এই ইস্যুটা
I mean, আমার আসলে এই জিনিসটা নিয়ে বেশি ইমপ্লিকেট করার দরকার নাই কারণ everyone knows what they have done. It's one thing, and their computer is another. So it's actually manipulating the figure.
না এটা একটা জিনিস ছিল গ্যারাফটা হলো যারা বিডব্লিউ আপনার রিসেন্টলি যারা কিনছেন এরা হয়তো একটা মানে রিকল এক্সপেক্ট করতে পারেন বিডব্লিউ এর কাছে
Well, I will say one thing to our viewers that not every vehicle will be affected on that category. So that means, say for argument's sake, you're driving a Q7. Now you need to go and look at it. Is your Q7 affected on that fuel efficiency? No. So certain
Q7 is out of BW
I'm
group.
just saying that basically, not every vehicle will be affected. Some vehicles are, and those vehicles are affected. Main dealer will
Thank you.
call them.
Suhel bhai, I'll come back to you this. I've got a caller on the line. Caller, assalamu alaikum. Caller, assalamu alaikum.
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম
কে কইরা কইতনো কইরা ভাইয়া
আমার নাম আসিফ আমি পুলিশ থেকে ফোন করছি
আসিফ ভাই কই থেকে ফোন করছেন আপনি গ্রিনউইচ থেকে আচ্ছা প্রশ্নটা করেন ভাইয়া
it's a dispute with Tower Hamlets Council regarding my parking on the loading bay on
আসিফ ভাই জাস্ট টু কারেক্ট ইউ আমাদের কিন্তু আজকের টপিক কিন্তু এইটা না তা আমাদের টপিকটা হচ্ছে এমআইবি ক্লেইমস এন্ড গ্রিন এমিশন আমরা কিন্তু গাড়ির আপনি গ্রিন এমিশন না হলে হবে আপনি গাড়ির মেইনটেনেন্স সম্বন্ধে যে কোনো প্রশ্ন রাখতে পারেন আর না হলে আপনি আমার ক্লেম ইন্ডাস্ট্রির যে কোনো প্রশ্ন রাখতে পারেন। পার্কিং ডিসপিউটের জন্য আমরা কিন্তু কোনো কমেন্ট করব না আজকে, এটার জন্য আপনি মাইন্ড করবেন না প্লিজ, কারণ এটা আমাদের
সেটা কোনো অসুবিধা নেই।
এটা আমাদের প্রোগ্রামের আজকের টপিক না ভাইয়া। থ্যাংক ইউ।
ওকে, নো প্রবলেম দেন, থ্যাংক ইউ।
ওকে ভাইয়া, নো প্রবলেম। অন্য কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকলে করেন আমাদের আজকে টপিকসের মধ্যে যেটা পড়ে। ধন্যবাদ আপনাকে লাইনে আসার জন্য। So, Sual bhai, about VW, obviously, as you said, like, I mean, there not every vehicle will be affected, but যাদের
যারা এফেক্টেড হয়েছে ওইটা নিয়ে, বা যারা এফেক্টেড এই মানে গাড়িগুলা, they will be recalled by manufacturer, but they're just waiting for a certain time. They're waiting for a fix, and they will call almost every single vehicle.
Yeah, but it's going to be very hard for them to handle, like calling in all these vehicles.
They know the cost is coming up, and I'm telling you, it's coming up in billions, not in millions. So, and they're already aware of it, and they already put some money to your side.
Yeah.
But it's a problem they could have avoided, but it's a deliberate mistake they've done. Well, it's not a mistake. It's a deliberate misleading what they've done. So they'll have to pay for it. You know, that's it.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll talk about this some. We obviously you said, like, you know, MIB claims obviously how the MIB as a organization how it functions. Now there's a lot of things with MIB claims. Sometimes the general public who's driving on the road, when they get involved in an accident, if the accident is not serious, they don't get the police involved. Even if they call the police would say just simply exchange details and clear the road. That's what the police advises most of the time. But sometimes one driver doesn't know the insurance status of the other driver, or the other driver is insured or not. Now, so they exchange details. He's hoping the other guy is fully insured. They took all the details. Now they don't report it to the police. Now, what we noticed, like, you know, if they don't report it to the police within certain period of time, the MIB makes it very hard for them. Their life becomes very hard because the MIB says, well, you haven't reported to the police.
Absolutely.
So what's your advice on that for our viewers?
Well, sadly, I think it probably is. When you're involved in an accident, the law is that you've got to stop and exchange details to the satisfaction of each party, and that if you can get their insurance details, that's useful. If they refuse to give it to you, then alarm bells might start ringing anyway.
Yeah.
And then it might be worth calling the police. The police don't actually have to attend the accident, but
they can mediate on the phone.
As long as you reported it, you can get what's called a CAD number. And once you've got a CAD number, then that's the number that really, when you're filling in the MIB form that they're after, they might make a request to the police, but in my experience, making a request to the police for any information takes a long time, and quite often they say, well, they haven't got it. But as long as you've got a CAD number, then
that's the proof.
That will fulfill your obligation to report it to the police, even if they don't turn up. Generally, they don't turn up. They say, is anybody seriously hurt? No. Well, then just exchange details. But at that point, then you want to be asking, can you please just give me a reference number? And make a note of it. And then that covers you in case the other driver is not insured.
Yeah. Well, also, as we all know, the settling MIB claims, it takes a lot of time.
Well, it can do, because they've got to make investigations into the insurer, if there is an insurer, which takes them time. They're an organisation that's not particularly funded very well, and also they're always trying to get out of claims if they can by passing it on to an insurer, or looking at the form and thinking, well, this hasn't been filled in correctly, you haven't reported to the police. You've got to jump through some hoops.
Yeah, but if they obviously getting funded by all insurance companies, obviously it's an obligation for all the insurance company to contribute a sum to MIB.
That's right.
Surely they have a fund then. They have a fund.
There's a fund, but they don't like paying.
They don't like paying.
They're an insurance company.
Is this fund just to obviously pay themselves the salary?
No. They do pay out on claims, but
they make it very hard.
Any insurance company, in my experience,
the insurance company's approach is still much easier than MIB.
They might be able to try and find someone. That's their problem. They've got to try and find someone to pass it on to. If they can't, then they make you jump through some hoops. Once you jump through the hoops, then they'll pay out.
Yeah, especially in a lot of cases, if they see the third-party driver, whoever gets involved in accident uninsured, who actually doesn't have much assets under their name. When they do a name search
when
and
you
if they see there's nothing, you know, under that person's
Well,
name.
then they'll pay you out. But the thing is, for them, say if you're an uninsured driver, which I hope not many of your viewers are, the MIB will, if you are insured, they will cover you, but then, and they'll pay out the third party. But then, they always join you. They'll try and get the money off you at some point.
Yes.
If you've got money, if you're not a man of straw, if you've got anything,
Yeah.
then they'll come after you. So they're essentially indemnifying you, but
Yeah, but what happens with a lot of also insurance companies? What they do sometimes, for example, like insurance is when you do a search on that vehicle, there are insurance on that vehicle. But then say they have some own issues when somebody may try to make a claim, they look deep into the policyholder more. And then they would see basically if there's any discrepancy from the beginning, without any disclosure issues and all that. And they turn around and say sometime, oh, actually our policyholder did not disclose this information at the beginning, so we don't indemnify him. So
well, that's hard cheese on the insurance company because they've got to indemnify, but under it's called an Article 75, where they indemnify, but they act rather like the MIB, but then they go after.
Yeah.
You don't sue the insurance company. You sue the actual perpetrator of the accident, and then they can go after him. But they again, if you pass that on to the MIB will just. It's like sometimes you get that where it's a game of tennis where they say we're not going to deal with it, so you pass it on to the MIB. The MIB says, in fact, there was insurance. Bring it back to the insurance company. The insurance company then wrings its hands and pays up if there is liability, and then they go after if the chap's got some money, then they might go after him.
yeah, thank you. Sam, I'll come back to you on this. I think we have a caller on the line. Let's see who's on the line. Caller, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Khoira khoitona khoira bhaiya.
Ji ami Ahmed
Khoka namta khoka bhaiya please.
Ji Ahmed
Ahmed bhai khoitona khoira.
London থেকে
London khoira. আপনার প্রশ্নটা করো ভাইয়া।
জি আমার একটা প্রশ্ন আছে আমার বক্সল জাপিটা 2010 এর জি ড্যাশবোর্ডে একটা স্পানারের লাগানো একটা সাইন আছে আই থিং এটা সার্ভিসের বাট এটা আই আর ভাই কি ও কন্টিনিউ থাকে না আমি বুঝতে পারছিলাম যে এটা কি সার্ভিস করা লাগবে ওখানেই
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে
আপনি পরে হলো হইব
আচ্ছা আহমেদ ভাই আপনি একটু লাইনে থাকুকা প্রথমে
আমি ফোনটা রাখি দিই আপনি উত্তর দিবা
আচ্ছা আমরা বিরতিতে নাই বিরতিতে নাই আপনার উত্তর দিব আমরা একটা মানে বিরতি যাওয়া লাগবে এখন বিরতিতে নাই আমরা এটা প্রশ্নের উত্তর দিব ঠিক আছে ভাই আপনি প্রোগ্রাম যাতে থাকুকা ধন্যবাদ আপনার লাইনে হওয়ার লাগে আপনার প্রশ্ন লাগে ধন্যবাদ দর্শক আমাদের একটা বিরতি নেওয়ার সময় হয়ে গেছে আমরা এগেইন বিরতি থেকে আসার পরে আবার আপনাদের কল নিব এর মধ্যে আমরা যাদের কল নিতে পারি নাই দুঃখিত সো উইল সি ইউ শর্টলি আফটার দ্য ব্রেক